Good morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Dreams Unveiled. And I'm Daun Whittaker.
I'm Melissa Salazar.
And Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Woo! Our treat!
So, even though this is going to air after Christmas, we're recording
Christmas
it before
edition,
Christmas.
I say.
This is the Christmas edition. So we are very glad to be here. And I love Christmas. Christmas is my absolute favorite time of year.
I love Christmas too. I feel like it's a good time to really showcase family. Spending time with family. I try not to do a bunch of presents. I try to really just do family stuff together.
No, I'm an experience. There's two kinds of people. There's material and experience, and I am all the way experience.
Yeah, I feel like this year, we're definitely at a point in our house where we have multiple lip glosses, so I don't need to give anyone a lip gloss. I feel like everyone has a jacket, everyone has pajamas. I feel like, we're doing more experiences too. I did the movies. We're going to snow tubing as a family, but it doesn't have to cost, to do it. So I'm making a cute little brochure. It says family trip to the hills.
Where are you going?
Lowsville?
Okay, yeah, Lowsville, yeah. Lowville.
Lowville, yes, yeah. Low.
No
S.
That's right, no S. No, that's wonderful. And I'm a big fan of any kind of experiences like that. And it's so funny because our dream today takes place at an amusement park. And because I've invited you, that every year we go to Cedar Point Amusement Park. Plug for Cedar Point. I'm a roller coaster enthusiast, and I love going every year in August. We make a trek to Ohio, which is where I'm from. See? Ohio. Also
not sponsored. Not sponsored by Ohio.
We're not there yet.
Right.
But I just can go, we just go all day and ride roller coasters. So next year you'll have to come with us.
Do they have water rides there too?
They do. They have a whole water park. And now, not sponsored also, but just for your information, because they're a Six Flag park, I'm not happy about that, by the way, but because they are, when you get the season pass for $99, which actually is a season pass, if you were to come with us in August and right before we went to Cedar Point, you got the season pass for $99. It would be the 2027 Cedar pass, but you could use it for the end of 2026.
Okay, which is all you really need, really, the summertime.
But here's the thing. They're good for all Six Flag parks. So you get the season pass.
So is Darien Lake a Six
Flag?
Yeah,
you can just... I know, right? It's really worth your while to really go to Cedar Point now with me.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go with me, just... You're hanging and we're riding roller coasters and that's it. And this year I think we're getting fast passes for one of the days. Okay, sorry everybody, I digress. That's very easy if we're going to start talking about roller coasters.
Cedar Point, if you ever want to sponsor, we'll sponsor. We'll be appreciative.
So anyway, I'm going to read the dream today, and the dream is another dream from Morgan, and we just featured her dream.
So double dream feature. That's kind of exciting.
I know.
A reoccurring dream.
And it's actually not it's a reoccurring theme. And I think what's interesting in that is she's had some things happen in the last couple of months that have really kind of ignited or caused a lot of traumatic things to resurface.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why we're seeing these dreams. But normally I would not do two from the same dreamer kind of back to back.
Yeah, I think it's our first time doing that.
It is. And the reason I wanted to do it, because I think it's important if you are really paying attention to your dreams and you notice that there are certain elements of the dream, and the dreams are very different.
Yeah.
But there's elements that, you can tune into and that can really help you to have a better understanding of what's going on or what needs are not being met or anything like that.
Right,
so,
our dreams are really calling out, through us sometimes.
I know. It's pretty amazing. So I'm going to read the dream. Let's see where we go. I'm in an amusement park and saw a kid swimming, but there was an alligator. He didn't see the alligator, and we told him to get out, but he couldn't hear us, and he got attacked. The mom was told and came, and that they only had his head to show her. It was gruesome and devastating. I got in the shower and the door kept popping open, so I had to keep closing it for fear of an alligator coming in. Our small dog was in the room and was snarling at a cupboard So I looked, and there was a small alligator in the cupboard, and he popped out and tried to attack the dog. But I grabbed it somehow and was fighting it and holding it back while calling my husband on the phone. He was sleeping upstairs. I told him to hurry, but it seemed like forever. He came down and I woke up. So, wow,
Yeah.
this is a whole lot.
That's a little gruesome. It's right. A lot of things going on there.
So we could start right from the beginning and talk about the amusement park and this child, mom, and this mom, and this is a lot of stuff right off the bat. And in a dream, you know, you could see something like that and recognize that it's gruesome, but a lot of times it's when you wake up. Those feelings when you wake up from a dream are very important, and they really need to be noted, because you could have a dream that you're not afraid in at all, and then you wake up and you're afraid, and that may be relevant. So pay attention to all of those details. All right, so we're at an amusement park.
Life's journey, right?
Yeah.
Emotions up and downs.
That's right. A lot of emotionality. We think of roller coasters. We think of up and down. What other things can we think about?
I think like fear. You know, when I think of roller coasters, I'm a little nervous about roller coasters. So like the fear of like the ups and downs, and you know. But like once you're up there, I feel like it's really cool. You know, exciting. It's like, okay, I made it, and then you're like, whoop, right back down, and then like, you know, you're going back to the up, the anticipation. You know, so
adrenaline.
Yeah. So it's a lot. And if you're feeling that in a dream, you know, like first thing, whew.
And there's a lot of other things that, you know, it's a lot of walking. So it's really a lot of work. This is not a vacation destination.
Right.
That you are just relaxing. This is not relaxed. Even though it's great fun, it's not relaxed.
Yeah.
And it's adventurous. It's very stimulating. I mean, so it's so many different things. And this is life right now. So if you think about this in terms of maybe where Morgan is at when she's dreaming this, is that sometimes things are scary, sometimes they're pretty level, but I'm always walking through it, and I can't escape it.
Right.
And just really having, you know, the dream is kind of like a backdrop of, hey, this is your life.
Right.
This is where we are. And that's it. And then she sees a boy swimming. So she's at an amusement park, and this child is swimming. Mm-hmm. And
which, backflash, water always means
emotions or subconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that, yes, that's really a big thing. So here's a child in the water, and from whatever distance Morgan was at, she could see an alligator. And I'm sure, you know, when we see an alligator in the water, you see the little eyes sticking up.
Yeah, just a little bit on the top,
That's
surface
right.
top.
So she sees this alligator coming at this boy, and she says we, so it could be other members of her family. She has 2 kids, so it could be them. It could be her and her husband. That's not named. And sometimes in a dream, what happens is, you know, you're not alone.
Yeah,
but you don't remember
know who
was
it
with
is.
you.
It's just like a familiar feeling. Also, alligators. What do they mean in dreams?
So alligators, first of all, can mean so many things. Some things positive, some things, you know, like strength and power. But a lot of times, because alligators are kind of, you know, elusive from land, and you're just seeing like their little eyes
sliver,
sitting out. And here's a funny thing. I'll tell you that later. But I think in this case in particular, it is really repressed or hidden emotions or hidden things go in her. And it may be related to her past trauma. And I suspect it is because of the time proximity to the last dream. Mm-hmm. So now you need to watch Dad at the door to have even more context for this one. So child, innocence, youth, just, you know, really that naivety, and this alligator, and the alligator is just really things hidden, things repressed, emotionality, and the alligator actually comes and attacks the child. Now, the child's mom runs out, but she's too late, which may reflect something in her childhood that mom couldn't protect
Her from something. Right?
Yeah, from something, and probably because mom was in fear as well. So there's a child, there's an alligator, child's attacked, mom's not in time, which may reflect mom having her own fears and concerns that she was dealing with. All of our parents, parents do love us, but they do the best they can with what they have to work with. It's just really that simple. And sometimes if you're a parent in fear, you are using everything you got to keep your family safe, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, what happened next is mom got there just in time to see a decapitated child. They just brought the head back. And in a dream, so she recognized in the dream that is gruesome.
Gruesome, right.
Yeah. Sometimes in dreams you see stuff like that and it doesn't really affect you. But in the dream, she recognizes that it's just horrifying and awful.
Yeah.
And, I really believe that what she's doing is replaying something, really, feelings. Not really so much situations, but feelings from her childhood
to that moment.
Yeah, that moment is, she's really being brought back to a time where she thinks she's safe and she's doing stuff. This is really about safety. It's a dream about safety. She thinks she's safe and she's doing things. And so what would decapitation mean? I mean, think about it. What does it mean to get your head cut off in a dream? And I'm going to say the big word probably here is, if you really think about it, is disconnect.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
Just being disconnected.
Almost like, your head from your body, obviously.
Yeah.
Like even, logic from your heart.
Yeah.
Could even be something like that.
Yeah. Your mind. So there's like this separation, maybe it's a disassociation. That's
fantastic. Great. Yeah, that was it. I feel like that was it.
So do I. Yeah. So there is now this disassociation, and
which, once again, the feeling of like being powerless.
Yeah.
In the first one, she was unable to speak to her husband. She was calling out, but nothing was being, done. So this makes sense, being disassociated.
Yes, it absolutely does. So we get to that point, and then that scene quickly ends, and then she's back in an apartment, a hotel, which really all of it once again represents her inner self, right? Where this place that she is staying at or living at,
right,
or
safe enough to take a shower.
It could be back to her own house. That's not, but I think that she's not sure. And sometimes when we dream about our house, it doesn't resemble our house, so we don't always have that info. So she's needs to get in the shower, and the door won't close. So she's so concerned about these alligators, which, think about it, memories, thoughts, feelings,
emotions,
that she's not really wanting to deal with right now. That are really too much. Some of them, honestly, she may be dealing with for the first time.
Well, and I think the idea of her being in the shower cleaning herself, you know what I mean, is like almost like masking or like cleaning and showing off other, a different world than like being in that emotion world, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, it does.
Yeah.
Yes. I think in her day today, nobody would ever be able to know she has that she has the history she does unless she really tells them.
Right.
They just wouldn't know.
Right, because they see a clean slate for her,
That's right.
If you want to say it like that.
And a shower is a safe place. It's an intimate place. So if this represents inside of her, and we know rooms have different representation in dreams, here is a place where she should be safe from everything.
Right.
And safe to shed all of this negative history and all of these things.
Yeah, like a little purification.
That's right.
She was worried about something.
The door wouldn't close.
Yeah.
And so she felt unsafe. So, and think about now to the last dream. She was so worried about the doors to the outside and closing. Now we're looking at a door to one of the deepest, most innermost part, a side of the bedroom. The bedroom is really, inside, that as well. But here she is in this bathroom, this very intimate space, and she can't feel safe in a place where she should feel safe because she can't get the door closed, and she's so worried an alligator's coming in.
Yeah.
So now this is really setting a stage, and she gets out of the bathroom and she has her little dog with her. And the little dog is barking at a cupboard door. I don't know which room this is in. And she opens the door. Isn't that funny? Like, would you open the door if the dog's barking at something in the door? I'm like, I don't know if I would do that in real life. I'd be like calling somebody for help.
I'd be like, someone else, Bill.
Yeah. Open that door.
Right.
Look, put your head in there and look around.
Hey, is there anything suspicious over there?
I know it's so awful, but
I'm just a girl.
yeah. So she opens the door, and this alligator, a little like baby alligator, but still small alligator, comes out and goes after the dog. And let's talk about this dog for a minute, because it's one of her dogs. It's a very small dog, and what can a dog represent? You know, we have a child. What does a child represent? Vulnerability, innocence, all of that. So here's this dog. Dogs represent loyalty, right? Great loyalty, and I think it once again is this innocence, this vulnerability.
For it being small, I feel like it's something that you're trying to protect. You know, being small, you gotta. If it's like a big dog, I'm like, that's more protecting of me. A smaller dog, I feel like I protect.
Right, except this dog's protecting.
Yeah.
So, so I think that it's really, very important that, that dog was in the dream and represented. And maybe the relationship she has with this particular dog really could feed more in. I have to admit, I never asked, and I should have. So the alligator comes out and goes after the dog, and then she's calling for her husband. So she grabs the alligator, and she's somehow holding it and wrestling it, and grabs her cell phone and calls her husband.
Us women, we can juggle it all. We can do it all. Alligators, phone calls. Her hair probably looked great too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Real multitasking.
Yes.
It looks great. She just got out of the shower.
Right.
Yeah. Amazing. So here she is calling her husband, and he's not answering. Apparently he's in the bedroom. The bedroom being that very intimate place in your home, right? That is where intimacy typically is represented as taking place. It is your most inner self. So her husband's sleeping. She can't get a hold of him. Now in the last dream, she's calling out and had no voice. So this really accentuates the fact that she feels so unsafe. And here she has, a husband that really takes care of things, but because of how deep in that inner place in her, he does not have access to that.
Yeah.
And so he can't keep her safe.
Right.
So that's I think why that's happened now twice in a row. And clearly there are circumstances happening that these dreams are coming up right now.
Yeah.
So in the other dream, she was calling out to him, and strangely he was in the bedroom too on that one. And she's calling out, but she did not have words. And many of us, that's a common dream symbolism for powerlessness or
control,
feeling unsafe, is that you are screaming, yelling for somebody, and nothing's coming out of your mouth.
Right.
And you're not making any audible sounds that make sense. So she was in that was the situation the first time, which is, once again, you're in an unsafe situation and there's no protection. Okay, that's really what that is. And now again, same thing, but this time
she's at least being able to call.
Yep.
Juggling a lot, but calling.
And there is no answer. But then finally she reaches him. He comes out, and from the point of her calling and reaching him to him getting there, it took a long, long time. And I think that represents the journey, right?
Right.
This is really a long, long time. I think that, this is really about a safe place. And I think it's about, in a marriage, that when you have these things that are so, first of all, experiences that your partner has never really had.
Right, or experience. They haven't experienced, so they don't know the toll that it has on her.
And it's sometimes, I think, hard to tell with old trauma when it's rearing its ugly head and when it's just, I'm mad or I'm just having a bad day, or it's sometimes really hard. We have to be really thoughtful about that because we don't ever want to call ourselves victims, because then we get this mindset that we're a victim,
right.
And then we're not responsible for anything. It's all everything being done to us, and that's not. I'm going to tell you that is never a good way to live life. And if you ever find yourself in that way, find somebody, get some help with that, because it's you're a prisoner. It's an awful way to live life.
Yeah.
And there may be some perks where you have people that are really supportive and emotionally really helping you out, but that doesn't last, forever, because, I think that's just really an important message.
Yeah, me too.
And I think this is, less about the marriage and more about the key people in her life, that they deep down, even if they're in the bedroom, and in both dreams, he was in the bedroom, which is that real intimate inner self place. So knowing a whole lot, knowing about the trauma, knowing everything associated with that, can't necessarily always understand how it's manifesting, when it's manifesting, how it's affecting her thoughts and decisions and feelings. Mm-hmm. And so that's really a tough place to be. It makes her probably feel very alone and unsupported.
Right. So I wonder if that's where the dog comes in, where maybe she spends a lot of time with her dog, and sometimes support animals are a huge thing.
Yeah. And it really could be that this is that little beacon of support, or just a reminder of its comfort.
Right.
And I think sometimes people just need comfort. They don't, sometimes we don't need to understand everything. We just need to accept. It's
and grow from it. Accept it and grow from it.
And don't be fake and say you understand something when you don't. Sometimes we can't understand.
Right, and you'll
things.
never be, her partner may never be able to understand what she's gone through, but he can be there and support her.
That's right.
And make her feel that, she's protected.
But he needs to know how. He's in that innermost place and he doesn't understand how. And like I said, it may not even just be him. That may be other close people in her life. Mm-hmm. But, here's the great thing. And I love when the dreams end on this hopeful place. The fact that she's dreaming this and really sorting some of this stuff out, maybe it's really time, Morgan, to really work on this. And I think I made some kind of a statement last time about this, that it sounds like your brain's really unearthing.
I think it's ready to heal.
Yeah.
I think it's showing you all the things so you can be able to heal.
And heal well. And you know what? The healing process is not going to be pleasant. You'll be doing a lot of dreaming about amusement parks.
Yeah.
But but on the other side of it, it's a game changer. And you can shut the door on all of this. So so I think that's what we got. And I know you're going to see this after Christmas, but we have a great Christmas wish for you. I hope you are able to really spend time in your home. And your home in your dream is in you, and that pour out of you just love and joy and peace over all of the people around you, and make amends with people, rekindle relationships, be connected to everybody, have a lot of prayer time.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a Merry Christmas.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
So that'll be it for today. Sweet dreams, everybody.
Like and subscribe.
And share.
See ya.
If you have a dream you'd like to submit for analysis, you could either send me an email at dreams@daunw.com. If you are going to email, please submit what's going on in your life at the time and anything relevant in the current that might be helpful in analyzing the dream. We just got a dream and I'm trying to reach the person because I need more information on it and I can't get a hold of her, which brings me to another very important point. If I have not responded to a dream within 24 hours, please check your spam mail, check your junk mail.
It might be in one of those.
It really might be. So because I have 3 emails at dawnw.com, and so sometimes that does happen. Be aware of that. You can also go to the website www.dawnw.com, and if you go to the Dreams Unveiled tab, you can download a PDF form and just fill it out about your dream, and then you can just send that as an attachment also, and that will really ask you about more specific information. Either way is okay. Either way is going to result in me having to contact you, or I can give you just a preliminary look at your dream, but it may not be fully accurate. And I'm going to tell you a recent dream that we just talked about. The bear in the house.
Yeah.
So I was meeting with the person after that aired and just letting her know that the dream was posted, and about the bear and all that. And she said, could the bear have been my past trauma? And I said, you know what, absolutely. Mm-hmm. And it was her husband, it was the ex-husband, but it could have been both, and it could have been, absolutely the trauma. So she just had revelation after going through that, after the fact, that was possible.
That, yeah.
So, but that's what resonated with her. So I'm going to tell you that's probably...
That was it then.
Yeah, that's absolutely
but
right.
It also makes so much sense too when I think back about it.
Oh, I know. Yeah, absolutely. And the ex-husband is part of the trauma anyway, so... Right. Yeah, that was really insightful. So,
but I feel like something can mean more than one thing.
It does. Oh,
it's
we
more
find
about
that out
feelings,
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. It's amazing how our mind is such a supercomputer that's like, let's be really efficient. And this is 3 different things at
right.
once.
It's like I can see it. It's like a bear, and it's a file, and it's has 3 different little things to it. And you just got to click it.
Absolutely. Okay.
Well, sweet dreams.